Alright, and hello everyone, welcome to another Twitch stream. My name is Serta from Slytherin, and today we will be playing Order of Battle Pacific, developed by the Artistocrats. With me tonight is Alex. He is also known on the forums as Galan Galat, and he's the producer on the game.
Hi guys.
Welcome, glad you could be here. Also in the chat tonight we have Lucas, here known as the Artistocrats in the chat under his name. He's the main developer of the game, so any questions you might have, feel free to fire either at us or at him, and we'll try and respond. Order of Battle is a turn-based strategy game set during World War II, and it is basically your upcoming game that focuses on the Pacific theater.
Yeah, basically we're going to show now a scenario. It's called Okinawa, and we're going to play the American side.
Right, so you've loaded up one of these scenarios here. Is this a campaign scenario we've got here?
That's one from the campaign, exactly, but further in.
Right, what's your objective here then in this scenario?
Basically my objective is, primary objective is here, capture primary victory locations. That's usually these golden, with a golden flag.
Mm-hmm.
So I go next, it shows me all those victory locations which I have to take to run the scenario.
Okay, and we're playing as the Americans here versus
We're playing
the
as the
Japanese.
Americans, yes.
The game, does it only allow you to play as the Americans, or?
No, we can play Japanese or the Americans.
Right, okay. So as you can see, we're jumping in right into a game here. And let's see, so our objective is to capture the VPs, and we're attacking here at Okinawa.
Yep. So first, we're going to move the guys in the north. We found a bunker, or foxhole.
Let's see. Right, so the game uses fairly easy controls there. I just see you clicking, selecting units, moving them around like you would do in many strategy games, although I do see a good number of lovely animations here in combat.
Exactly. So, this foxhole has been taken out, so I can move forward as well.
Right, I see you've got units like scattered around the map. Could you give us a brief overview here?
Yeah, here I've got a aircraft carrier, escort aircraft carrier. I've got slots here. It could hold one aircraft to refuel and yeah, basically refuel. I've got here my fighters.
Right.
I've got my scouts around.
I really love the animation of the water there.
My cruisers, which can support the naval, the land guys as well.
So what's your plan for this mission here? So you have to take these objectives. How will you go about it?
I'm trying to punch through the front line and also try to cut them off, because here we've got a supply line.
Right.
If I cut them off, they lose efficiency and they can't heal themselves. So it makes it easier for me to take them out, basically.
Okay, so you want to isolate the enemy from their lines of supply.
Yes,
in
I'm
order
trying
to get them. Okay. Wow, I see that artillery got a fair bit of range there.
Yep, that's a big one. Okay, let's plaster them as well. As you can see, if I move that forward, it also shows here what the prognosis is for casualties.
Right, right.
But artillery in this game focuses more on efficiency drop and of the enemy. So here it's going to turn more and more red. The more it loses efficiency. It means if it attacks back or if it attacks me, I take less casualties.
Right, okay, so the color, so the number on these units represents the strength of the unit, and the color represents the efficiency.
Exactly.
Okay.
So let's actually to the north a bit. Here I've got a strong strike force. I've got torpedo bombers. that's signified by the T, and I've got yeah, all three of them are torpedo bombers. So if there's an
Wait, so loaded on this aircraft carrier, there are three. There's three aircraft
Yep.
units. Right.
Yep.
Okay.
Okay.
You can have them take off at any time you would like.
Anytime, yes, but at the moment I'm going to keep them back because there might be an intercepting force from the enemy.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm trying to hold them.
We got a question here from Avionauta. When you move your unit, you can see two edges around the unit. Is this the movement limit, or could you click on unmoved unit, please, for a second here?
Okay, let's go.
Let's
this
go
one?
here.
Yeah. Well, what's up?
I think he was mentioning one of the ships when we selected them.
Okay. Let's go and have a look if we can find a ship. Here's it. You've got a ship, and that's been unmoved. Yeah, there's a ship.
Right. So we see an edge here. All the hexes highlighted is where the unit can move, I suppose.
Yes, that's
and
correct.
the white circle around it.
That's the firing range.
Right. Okay. So you can also see the firing range after moving that with the second line. The whiter line. You can.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. The outer line. You see how far it would shoot or be able to shoot after it has moved.
Okay.
Okay.
So hopefully that answers your question.
Yeah, just fire up questions. I've got more questions about it. It's not a problem. That's what we're here for. We want to make them seaborne as well, because then we can outflank them.
Okay, so you're moving land units here,
amphibious
units.
Amphibious, yeah.
To the sea.
So let's attack here. What I can also do is I get flank support. So you can see my prognosis, what I'm going to...
Mm-hmm.
In this case, 3 means Japanese player or the AI would take 3 casualties, I would take 1 casualty.
Okay.
So let's just go and do it. Let's just...
Seems like a fair trade.
Yeah. That's a bit too high casualty. Let's attack here. When I see in this circle, let's go on, it's red. That means it's a second fight.
Right, so it has already moved, but it hasn't fired yet, so it still is able to do so. So you don't have to move and fire them immediately after each other. You can move other units around.
Exactly.
Very good. Right, I noticed the enemy anti-tank gun, which is not actually near your tank, is firing as well. So it is supporting units next to each other, right?
Yep. You usually see it with a plus sign, with a blue plus sign, but I need to do a bit further. This is my color P, which can shoot after moving as well.
Mm-hmm. Oh gosh, the animation looks awesome.
Let's get it out of the way. Yeah, see, the anti-tank gun supported the defense. Took 1 out of mine. What the hell? Just let's attack it. As well.
Enemy on the beaches should be a fairly easy target, though. Right. So I notice you got a lot of different units here. I can see different types of tanks, different types of ships, aircraft. How many? Just yes. How many different units do we have in game actually in this one?
We've run out 523 different units.
Right. So 500 units. Then.
Yep.
Gosh. That's quite huge.
So the ice thing now is going to be done.
Right, they're swapping units around even.
Okay. All right, we've got an event. Enemy warships have been detected, so they're going to arrive in 5 turns, which is not too good. So,
Right. So the enemy will get some nice reinforcements then from sea.
Let's move them around a bit. Maybe. We can
Well,
find
wait
another-
one second
Yeah.
here. Could you zoom in the aircraft carrier? So
Yeah.
I can see actually the smaller figures of the icons or models of the planes there on the aircraft carrier. That's like pretty detailed.
Let's search for the enemy. I'm going up. Enemy was reported here.
So here's a question: how is experience exactly handled in game, or is there experience
There's
system?
experience, yes.
How does it work then?
How does it work? You go in fights, you gain experience, you take it over with your core units into the next scenario in the campaign.
Right. Okay. So there is some sort of carryover then for the campaign.
Yes. We found already the first enemy here. That's a kamikaze zero, sort of K on it.
Ah.
So we want to intercept those guys, otherwise they cause mayhem.
Hi Vet Pro, glad you could join us tonight. And I read here that from Lucas, the Artistocrats, in case you missed it, he's actually the developers of the game here, that the aircraft carriers, they can also even gain experience by refueling aircraft, which is another incentive to do just that.
Okay, let's move those guys forward.
So pushing north here. How do terrain types affect combat here?
Well, you've got bonuses if you're in rugged terrain.
Mm-hmm.
And here, what I wanted to show is, you see the blue plus.
Right.
That means they get flanking bonus with my attack. So they're going to support my tank here in the attack.
Nice transfer over. Right, so they support each other while attacking if you have allies nearby.
Okay, they're going to be in the retreat.
Right, and we get is set here by Lucas that also we should mention that experience makes units obviously better at resisting damage and increases their survivability, which is a good thing because usually it's exactly those experienced units that you want to keep and carry over throughout your missions here.
Let's move them up here.
You got those ships to the right there on your coast, those supply ships. What do they do?
Well, it supports my supply situation because if I press spacebar,
Right.
I can see my supply situation. I can see every unit here with the helmet icon. That means they need 5 to survive and not to lose efficiency.
Okay, that's the amount of supply they consume then.
Exactly. So if I've got a supply ship here that basically gives me 20, and it needs to be next to the beach. So they provide supply to my units. Also, cities provide supply, as you can see that.
Mm-hmm.
At the moment we are 50 over, so that's good. What we also got here is our money. We could buy more units. We've got here the purchase screen.
Right.
Lots of units we've got for infantry. It also tells me what their speciality is. Unit can hide on certain terrain types. We've got the Marines, CBs. We've got recon, we've got tanks, artillery.
Right, and this list depends also on the mission you're in, right, in the campaign.
Yes.
So you'll see it expand.
Yes, it expands as you go along, and it also unlocks as you go further because at a specific time things have been invented and put forward.
Right. Yeah, we just discussed that we have over 500 units in game in total, so you can imagine the list filling up quite a bit once you reach the end stages of the game, really. And all of this is based on historical units. Is that correct?
That's correct.
Right.
That's not too good.
Yeah, so it looks like you've got quite a bit of like.
Yeah, I need to fight my way through here.
Exactly. There's a very small front.
Yeah, try to punch a hole through to try to cut them off their supply.
So is the AI able to actually cut off your supply as well? Will they be able to
They did
use?
it in the past, to my annoyance, yes.
Okay. So we might be able to see that one as well once you get a little too greedy. For those of you coming in later, we have Alex playing here, who is the producer of the game. So he knows the game quite well. How long have you worked on this game, actually, as a producer?
For 1 year now.
For 1 year, right.
Well, it's been much longer in development.
Ah, yes.
Lucas can tell you about it.
No, Sarah. There are no ARC troopers here. This is historical units only. One question I have though: is it just the Americans and Japanese that are here, or other nations of the Pacific War?
We've got other nations as well. Yes, we've got the Dutch, we've got the UK forces, we've got Philippines. Yeah, we basically have 10 different nations in there.
10.
Yes.
And these all have their own unit rosters, or do they share units?
The UK, Australians, what else? UK, Australians have their own units. I think I missed 2, but I can't remember now.
Lucas is putting some question marks behind the producers and working. Right, you're pushing forward nicely there with your tank, actually.
Thank you. I'm doing my best. I'm trying my best.
So you managed to isolate one infantry unit there, haven't you?
Indeed I did. So let's attack them later.
For the impatient types among us, is it possible to skip the animations?
Yes, you can. You just click on the next unit you want to move, and you can just attack. And what you also can do in the options, you can increase the animation speed.
Okay.
So.
And could you, by the way, for a second, show us the strategic map?
Just 1 sec.
Yeah, sure. Just some Japanese first.
Sorry, what was it?
Yeah, there's just the strategic map here. Yeah.
Yeah. That's
okay. So you get your turn of view. If you right click on this one, right, that one was I always wanted to see. So that one gives you actually a brief overview with NATO counters on your current situation.
Yeah, that's my current situation.
And these, what are these red circles on here? Are those cities or towns?
Red circles.
Yeah, those.
Yeah. Or the flags that are there to take.
Right. And what's the point of capturing cities, other than if they're not strategic cities, I mean?
You get bonuses and give you more income.
Right.
Give you more income.
And they also produce supply, right?
Yes, supply. But it takes up to 3 turns. It goes over to your side and it produces some supply for you.
Okay, so there's some delay actually there.
There is, yes. Also with airfields.
And I can see one of your tanks has been cut up.
Oh no.
A bit too greedy.
Well, I needed a push.
That's true. That's true.
Oh no, what's coming
We
here?
got some naval bombers in. Ooh!
Oh, that's a kamikaze. Not very nice
Gosh!
of you. My
That
right
was.
flank is exposed.
We got more up there. And you got.
Yeah, no units available. That's we've got sonar and torpedo launcher. Hmm. There's a kamikaze here. There's kamikaze there. So I'm trying to shoot that baby down. Not enough.
Awesome. And the plane is sinking slowly towards the bottom.
Yeah, exactly. Let's search for any fleets being reported.
Right, you might want to just keep some fighters near your ships, really, to deal with those airplanes, no?
I could. I might want to rescue that baby. Who knows where this guy is going to?
Lucas, or the aristocrats here, are talking a bit about specializations throughout the campaign.
Yeah, for example,
How did it work, really?
specializations.
Yes.
At the end of specific scenarios, you get specialization where you can pick specific. You've got a choice of two,
Right.
so you pick one of those, which gives you benefit during the campaign.
Okay, so you have to choose to get specific buffs, or...
Yes, exactly. Specific buffs like you can heal better, or yeah, these kinds of buffs, more or less.
Okay, so you're moving forward your amphibious units.
Yes, I'm trying to land here. Okay, move forward my supply ships.
Going around the flanks.
Oh, it's always good to outfit them.
What are you going to do about the tank that is isolated now?
Well, I'm trying to resupply him. I should be reconnected now and take out his script.
I noticed that the scout unit is not actually taking your territory when it's moving into it.
Yeah, exactly. That's what scouts are. They don't take over territory. You can't conquer with them, but you can sustain yourself in enemy territory.
Okay, so they're like a special class of unit then.
We established supply lines with the tank, but he's still on efficiency minus.
Mm-hmm. And still you're pushing forward.
Now I'm pushing forward. I'm free to roll.
So is there a turn limit to this scenario?
We do have a turn limit. We've done now 3 turns of 40.
Mm-hmm. Okay, so there is some time pressure there as well.
Yeah, it's quite alright. 4 turns. I would assume 40 turns. I would assume. Okay, now I've got to further cut off this unit here. What I can also do, I incurred losses. So what I can do is I reinforce my seasoned troops. The effect is I have to pay 8 from my money, and I get +2 because they're next to enemy units. I only get +2, or I could do it with unexperienced troops.
Right.
I
So
only pay less. So I moved them forward, trying to. No, there's another one.
well,
Okay,
just
that
kill
should
that
be,
one out.
yeah, that should be dealt with.
You managed to create quite a couple of pockets there of resistance.
Yeah, and I'm trying to defeat them because I don't want that unit to be dead at some point. Right, these guys are gone. These guys are dead as well. Okay. What I do with this unit now, I pay 5 and increases by 1 of life. So I gave them experienced units. So let's move my artillery forward as well.
Okay, and I see your artillery is being turned into a truck.
Yeah, if they got trucks attached to them, you can buy them. You can either choose go without trucks or with trucks. When you buy those, you move obviously further. Let's continue to move those guys forward. We need to find the enemy fleet. What I can also see here is strength is 10, 9 turns, then he runs out of fuel. So I need to either find an airfield to refuel it, or I need to land on a aircraft carrier.
Right.
Yeah, that would mean I could launch my Avenger, but I'm not going to because I don't know where the enemy fleet is. So I'm going to just continue.
Okay, so you end your turn here.
Yep.
Let's see what the Japanese are up to.
Oh damn, I think I just forgot my northern flank.
And we get another kamikaze crash.
Kamikaze.
Yeah, onto the carrier.
Yeah, choose it.
Oh gosh. Got 4
That's
crew.
not good. Help!
Yes, Zero. You will see some units. You are able to use some units into battles that weren't there historically, because throughout the campaign, you can actually carry over a good number of your units from mission to mission. So if you play that way, you can definitely get historical results. Which brings me to it. Is it just historical scenarios we got here?
We also got hypothetical scenarios. We've got the Japanese, when they're successful, they can invade Australia, also invade New Zealand.
Okay, so there's a full-scale Japanese campaign then?
Yes, and you can win as a Japanese as well.
You can win as a Japanese, well. That's always a challenge.
Let's just take this one.
Oh, yes, Joe, the kamikaze planes definitely seem to have done some good damage on us.
Good attention from the front lines.
Oh wow,
Oh
yeah, dug in
no, I'm
near the
being
bridge.
ambushed. So I could not do my full move.
So I see some sandbags around the enemy. Does it mean they're dug in?
Yeah, after one turn they get sent backs and have defensive bonuses. Another. I wanted to move in there because I didn't see where the enemy is, so I just moved him. And he's being ambushed. I'm going to take lots of casualties now.
Serious damage there.
Not so good. Oh, what can you do? Let's move them forward, zoom out a bit.
Yeah, make sure to cover your poor carrier there.
At the moment I don't see any more kamikazes because they disintegrated as well. Where's the enemy fleet? Which was promised. Okay, what I'm going to do is I don't see any more kamikazes coming. I think I'm going to land this guy. Do a refuel. So this is now in the holes.
Okay. Will it also be able to get repairs once it's on the aircraft carrier?
Yes, you can do repair as well. By the way, if I have enemy aircraft in range, I could switch AI fire. That would be my range, and I could shoot at the enemy aircraft. but at the moment there's none there, so I don't need that. My northern flank I disregarded a bit. Let's move them forward a bit.
Yeah, we can see that they start digging in.
Yeah,
Actually.
they're digging in already. I think war is over.
Right, there's a question here if it's possible to rename units in the game.
Yes, it is.
So that would be a great way of keeping track of your elite units during the campaign.
Yeah, and name them after your name, because then it's even more precious if you die.
Some more shore bombardments here.
Yeah, but specialization as well. I can use sonar against subs, but I don't need to use it. It's my battleship.
With some big guns.
That's always good.
Okay, so you can even queue up the animations. That's
Yeah, they're going to finish by itself. What else do we have left? Oh, we've got that one. Shall we attack? No, let's attack. Why not? No, ship facing does not matter, but if you move too many hexes towards the enemy, your combat power is going to be decreased. I think Lucas is good to explain it.
right. We should be able to see some naval combat once the Japanese fleet arrives here.
Yeah, I report about arriving at turn 5. So let's speed this a bit up.
Right, there's here a question about different damage types and different unit types. Perhaps after the turn is over, could you tell us a bit about the unit statistics for different armor? Or
Let's look at the tanks. We've got, for example, this M3 Satan. I can see here the stats of that unit. It's got light tread, for example, and it's got limited awareness, cannot detect mines or concealed units. Its efficiency, that's fortification, defense against land artillery, defense against land infantry, defense against land mechanized.
Right, and mechanized includes everything that is an armored vehicle. Does it include tanks and half tracks and?
Yes. This is against infantry. Yeah, everything that got wheels and yeah.
Right.
Yeah, I'm accumulating money so I could buy.
Is there a limit to how many troops you can deploy?
There's a limit. I've got command points here. That's 25 points. It defines how many units of each category you can deploy. That's ships, and that's aircraft.
There's a question.
Yes.
There's a question here about turn limits. So we covered them briefly before. Is there the ability to turn them off? As far as I know, there's no limit to turn them off, right? The turn limit for a scenario. I do feel though that you got a fair bit amount of turns. Because we got over 40 turns for this scenario here, so you don't really feel rushed while playing it. So any more aircraft on the horizon?
I can't see any, so it seems to be quite peaceful at the moment. So damaging the front. Let's just take this airfield here. You can see I've taken this airfield.
Mm-hmm.
The flag is then at a low point. It takes around 3 turns till it's converted to my side, and I can use it. It also needs to be in supply. So I need to battle my way through here.
Okay. And does the airfield produce the supply itself, or do you need to move one of your supply ships there?
At the moment, 0. You can see it if you press spacebar.
Right.
What every single unit produces.
And Lucas is adding, the aristocrats here are adding that there is actually a cheat to increase the turn number. Should you be really annoyed with it?
No, we don't choose. Pesky units here. I really want to punch through here, so I'm in disregard of casualties.
Right, so you keep moving up your transport or your supply fleet. Just keep everything rolling.
Yes, but my front line's quite coherent, so should be fine.
Right, and these towns you just
This,
captured.
for example, he's got no supply. Sorry?
These towns you just captured will produce supply in a couple of turns, right?
Yep.
And the flag is all the way up.
Yep. So what else have we got left to move?
What about multiplayer for this game? How does it work?
Multiplayer. You could play up to 4 people can play. So people can play together against 2 AI.
Ouch.
Or you can play 2 against 2, so 4 players. And 1 against 1 as well.
Okay.
We've got 9 scenarios in multiplayer.
Your tank is taking quite a beating there.
It's okay. Let's go to the 0.
And you're beating back.
Well,
We actually unlocked an achievement here. There's a question here: if there are scenarios with naval units only, that really let you focus on the naval battles. Are there any?
yes, there is. Let's take these 4s out.
How long is the campaign? Actually, is a question here.
It really depends on your pace.
I mean, how many scenarios do you have about in the campaign?
We have about 28, split between 2 campaigns, the US campaign and the Japanese
Right.
campaign.
Okay. So on average, you play about 14 scenarios.
How many hours? I would say really lots of hours, 40, 60 I would say.
All right. Lucas is saying here we got 12 scenarios for each campaign. So US and Japan, and there's also a couple of tutorial scenarios that will help you learn the game and let you understand the basics. of how to play and how to enjoy. Yeah, the scenarios are quite big as well, as we can see from this one. This is definitely not a small mission. You finish in a short amount of time, which also unfortunately means we won't be able to finish it today. Um, Hopefully it should still give you a very good idea of what this game is about. You got some quite bloody combat, really.
What I want to see is the enemy fleet, but I just can't find it.
So it is yet to show up. Right, so the aristocrats are saying here that later missions can take up to several hours if you play it cautiously. So yeah, there's quite a lot of content out of the box already, just completely, even when disregarding the multiplayer. And is that your tank blowing up, Alex?
Can't be. My tank's never going.
I fear it is.
Yeah, we also got 5 different difficulty settings.
Fine.
Play on. Yeah.
Which one are you playing now, just out of interest?
It's the middle one, the third one.
Okay.
The default one is the second one.
And you lose another troop of infantry to a Japanese counterattack.
Sorry?
Your units are getting hit.
Oh, that's okay.
You probably want to... Ooh. Another event.
Event, but not for this scenario specific. It's just what happened at around that time.
Right.
So we got these pop-ups as well.
So we got some historical events here, immersing you into the history. And look at that.
God. There they come.
We got the Japanese fleet arriving.
And I can see the Yamato as well. I might have problems.
Right, so how will you respond to this fleet? What's your tactic of taking them out?
Send all in. Whatever. Okay. We've got them detected. For the Yorktown, now I'm going to launch my torpedo bombers. I can only launch one per turn.
Okay.
So one's being launched.
Is that only for an aircraft carrier that you can only launch one per turn, or also for regular airfields?
That's for an aircraft carrier.
Right.
We really want to be.
Question here by Captain Darwin: do aircraft have a duration that they can stay in the air? We covered that briefly. Yes, there is a limited amount of turns before it needs to go back and refuel.
Yeah, here you see the strength of that unit is 10, and it's got 5 tons fuel left.
Right, the aircraft just above it has a dash there.
It's unlimited because it's a search plane.
Okay, so the special planes have can stay in the air longer then.
Yeah, and also tells you with it marks it red where your limit is when you run out of fuel, so you want to return safely before that. Let's continue with that.
And welcome Be Weekly or Weekly to your stream. Glad you could join us. We got some Japanese planes flying around now as well.
Fantastic, that's exactly what I needed.
And another kamikaze onto your carrier, and it's she's not sinking yet.
Still afloat.
And what do we have here? It's quite a big ship there.
That's the Yamato.
Does the game allow you to create your own scenarios?
It does.
And
We put a scenario editor as well. Yeah.
right. And will you be able to play those scenarios online as well, or not?
Yes.
Right. So you can even create your own content.
Okay. Now let's focus on those guys.
Right, so there was a question about modding here. Yeah, so you can actually fairly easily mod its stats, etc. There's a mod folder for that, I believe, as well as a couple of effects. And again, with the editor, you can pretty much create your own content on the go with these added unit stats. So there's quite a bit you can do with the game, just without having a very high skill of modding, really. Do the ships get return fire while your aircraft are attacking them?
Also, yeah, and
Ouch.
oh well, I'm focusing more on my fleet now.
Poor infantry.
Yes, and they return fire, and also if here you can see that they return fire. Also, when I attack, if I'm in their anti-air range, they're going to return fire as well when I'm doing my torpedo run or bombing run or whatever.
Right. Joe is pressing you to have some more protection at your aircraft carrier that has been targeted by the enemy kamikaze planes for several.
I will keep that in mind.
Alex loves his carriers dearly, but
no,
just not this one.
Well, that's a small one. Who cares about a small one?
And a new unit available.
Medium. No.
I see a couple of your units on the front line have been digging in. Question here by Elmorn. Where are the hexagons?
You can turn them on and off in the options if you want.
Right, okay, so they're optional. So you can turn on the hex grid if you want. We've got it turned off at the moment.
I've got an Avenger, my torpedo bomber, next to an enemy destroyer. I can turn this on, this special thing. Launch torpedo against enemy ship. That's what I'm going to do.
Okay, and I can see two crosses. So all the enemy.
Yeah, they're in range to.
And it's hitting for some damage.
Yeah, and it takes a while to reload, so I can use it again.
Okay.
Now I've got Helldivers here. What I would like to sink is the Yamato.
Yeah, so ships are actually assisting each other just like land units do when fighting off, especially aircraft in this case. So having smaller ships support your bigger ones is definitely something you want to do. You managed to land some nice bombs on the enemy.
I think this one is not going to survive the war.
It doesn't have. Is there any support close by for your carrier here, or are you just giving up on it?
Really. I've got here one, so I might.
Right, so Kamikaze 0 being hit hard.
Well, I thought there might be kamikazes somewhere else, but they just appeared from here. Launching more torpedo bombers. My carrier is not empty. It's got 3 slots free to receive more aircraft. Yeah, being in the water is not to my advantage here.
That's a nice trade-off you got there, though. Continuing to push on.
So I decided to repair them a bit. Maybe want to keep this one a bit back from the enemy destroyer fleet.
You've got quite a bit of money at the moment. Can you use it to buy more troops, or
I
do
could,
you...
yes. So let's go for. No, that's a bit expensive. But should I put 300?
Right. What would be best to fight this enemy fleet here?
Maybe some more fighters. Okay, just bought one fighter.
Okay.
Let's go on and do something.
Exactly. Yeah, it's really good that you can either stand and wow, yeah, the plane crashed on your ship there, didn't it?
And I think my ship got destroyed.
She's sinking. So yeah, you can actually choose to just continue to watch the animation while it plays out, or when it's your turn, you can give orders to other units already. There's also the option there to speed up animation should you get, should you not have the patience to wait for them, really.
True, fighters are not good against ships.
Can you upgrade units to new types of units when they've accrued enough experience?
Yeah, you can exchange your core units to better units.
Okay. So you'll be able to retrain or re-recruit your core units into better units and keep them useful as the campaign progresses.
Okay, let's buy some tactical bombers. That's 2. I cannot at the moment because my command. I run out of command points. I forgot that. So I've got maximum limit at the moment for aircraft.
Okay,
So
I can still see the outline of the carrier that's sunk.
Yes.
In there.
Yeah.
That's pretty neat.
Keep reminding me of my. Let's go on that. We've got torpedo on there.
What are those white flashing icons over here?
Those are they are beyond my search range, so they are suspected enemy units there.
Okay.
But I don't know exactly what it is. I would like to protect my aircraft carrier, so I'm going to launch a torpedo attack.
Not bad. Nice trade.
Going to move him out of the way. But I really would like to take him out. Oh damn! Still being reloaded, so nothing I can do at the moment here. I'm running out of fuel.
Right.
So it tells me go into the white instead of the red, otherwise I'm going to crash into the sea. So I'm going to do that.
Okay, so you have to move closer to.
Yeah, I need to move towards an airfield or an aircraft carrier to refuel.
Oh gosh. It's a bad timing.
Very bad timing. Still, I'm going to.
Okay. Zoom in on that for me.
That's the maximum I can do now.
4. That's very good. It's a nice hit.
Thanks. I think I'm going to retreat here. This river is really...
The enemy seems to be very well dug in over there.
Yeah, I shouldn't have neglected it.
I imagine when you play multiplayer 2 versus 2, you can have one like focusing more on the naval war, whereas the other you each take like a specific theater to focus on, which makes it a bit more manageable. You get some nice barrages though.
Yeah, so...
How about your front to the north?
yeah, I keep forgetting them as well. This isn't moved, but I can't see any...
Ah, there they are.
Yeah, there they are. It's a supply ship. Do we want to attack that? Of course, no. I'm not out.
That's a good trade. Okay, so you're gonna push through, or are you gonna clear the area?
Let's clear it.
Oh, I love that cameo.
Let's get off the out of the river and
Right, because the river
yeah,
is a negative modifier.
exactly. So that's my northern front. You managed to see it?
Mm-hmm.
No, not that one.
Ah, very good. That was quite successful.
More ships. Okay, let's do the eye again. So we get 10 turns in now, 40.
More, well, are there civilians actually? Look like they're armed with sticks. Ooh. And your carrier is being targeted by enemy torpedoes. Ouch. So as you can see, the AI seems to be pretty punishing now.
Just all because of the energy.
Oh, that's good.
Yes, they unfortunately will die as well.
So again, push back to where we were before. So volunteer fighters there.
Yeah, they're the local samurai.
You seem to be pretty darn effective. The question here, if the carrier is destroyed while the planes are still on it.
I answered it already, yes.
Yes.
My planes are down as well. I really want to get those boys back up. I should move them up to protect my ships rather than. Oh,
Okay,
this
so
or that. I can't do both.
your land units are now no longer being assisted by some naval bombardments.
Let's run away. Okay, this guy is also having soon problems if he doesn't get fuel. Is it? It's good again. Turns, 2 turns back up for torpedoes. What else do we have? They're running away in my area.
Those poor pilots needing to refuel and seeing their carrier just fleeing.
Let's land them. So they're there.
Okay, so you can choose to land on airfields as well, even with seaplanes. That was very nice.
No, there was a fighter airplane.
Okay.
Seaplanes don't need fuel.
A very good point here, of course, in a naval battle by Lucas, is taking out the enemy's aircraft carriers is effectively taking out their air capabilities in the direct vicinity. Units won't be able to refuel, refit, or repair. And if you're lucky, of course, you have some aircraft landed on there that will be taken down with it immediately as well.
That's 1 minute safer than there. So it should be almost all of them.
Very nice touch being pointed out here by Lucas, by the aristocrats, is that if you use a dive bomber to actually attack an aircraft carrier, there's a chance the carrier or the aircraft on it will take some damage as well. Whereas, because they're attacked from above, obviously, whereas with a torpedo, the hull of the carrier is attacked. So the aircraft usually are safe from that. So there you see a nice detail in like different types of weapons being effective in different ways. We got some torpedoes here. Being fired on that poor carrier. with the aircraft still on it. Ah,
Well, it moved quite a bit. That's why it had its attack decreased.
yet the Yamato is still afloat. We got some enemy artillery here as well.
Well, next turn it's going to be underwater.
Okay, let's make that our objective then for tonight. Sinking the ship. We got some. What are those patrol vessels?
They just disappeared. There they are.
There they are.
Suicide boats. Fantastic.
Oh my gosh.
I think there was not a good move towards them.
Moving towards suicide units is
Okay,
probably
here. Launch torpedoes. 2. No, still not enough.
perhaps you get lucky.
Oh,
A 3. Gosh, so are there any aircraft nearby that could finish the job?
Maybe
Have
we
enough
get
movement
some
points.
kamikazes as well. He takes another 1 turn to reload. Those are reloaded.
Very good.
Refueled.
You're gonna need them.
I need them. And let's run this guy. Also run reload. It's not good. Where's my unit that needs refueling? I think it's that one.
Yes.
That plane made it.
That is. That was very close.
No, it was calculation.
It was calculation.
Another one. So
Right.
holds are full.
So you managed to save some aircraft. That's a good thing.
Punching hole through here. And here.
Okay, taking out some enemy units. Very nice. The tank is not being overly effective there.
Well, they're dug in, so bit of a hard time. Let's come to the rescue.
You think it will be enough?
Well, you never know. What else do I have left here?
I just want to see the enemy battleship sunk really
Okay.
before we end it for today. We get to see one of the suicide bullets just hitting hard.
Well, I gave them an opportunity to move in.
Right, this one's just not making it, so that's
Maybe
very
next turn.
that's good. And they got more of them coming.
Don't you take out my torpedo bomber.
Right, some more torpedoes launched against your port carrier.
2. Still alive. We are still alive. I think. Oh. I think that's it. Oh, wow.
She's not safe yet.
Oh, but next turn. Oh, well, I don't know.
How far away? Well, your ships are close by.
Yeah,
But
but
this
still,
is-
I need to sink them because they really. Is it down?
It's not. It's close.
Right.
It's very close.
Okay.
All right, to finish it up, let's sink the battleship here.
Yeah, where is it? Here. Let's zoom in and let's sink it.
If it hits,
It should.
and it does.
It does, and it explodes.
All right.
And down it goes.
Very slowly.
Well, it's a heavy ship.
It is. Yes, it is. Right. So that's as far as our preview will be going for tonight. We'd like to thank you all for watching. We hope you enjoyed it.
Yeah, thanks a lot.
Game is going to be out. When is it? Next week?
Next week on Thursday.
Next week on Thursday it's going to be out, and you'll all be able to get your hands on it. So this was just one of the many missions you will be able to play. You will be able to create your own scenarios with the scenario editor. You will be able to play online with up to 4 players, actually. So there's quite a lot of content. We had over 500 units listed here, all historical units. And a Japanese campaign where you get to invade Australia.
Invade Australia.
Invade Australia. So what more could you want? So thank you all for watching. It was great fun being with you tonight. If you have any comments on the stream, please let us know. Drop us an email, drop us a line, and hit the banner below the stream here to get to the product page directly and get some more information on the game. Also, thank you to the Artistocrats. Thank you to Lucas for joining us tonight, answering questions for us as well. And we hope you will be with us again next week at the same time with a new game or a new stream. Thank you very much, everyone, and
Thanks,
see you
guys.
next time.
Bye-bye. Take care.